Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another fun-filled edition of the Renatus Jam. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me as always,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder, who got his name right today.
Yes,
Congratulations,
I did.
Matthew.
Yeah, well, third time's the charm.
Little do you guys know, this is our third try today.
No,
it's really not.
The previous two podcasts.
Oh, gotcha.
That we said Meryl and
Meryl and Joe. That's right.
So.
All right.
You got to go back and watch them if you don't know what we're talking about.
There you go.
So,
if you want to be part of the insider group, you want to get the inside jokes.
Every episode builds upon each episode here. So,
oh, that's funny. Funny. Well, it's pretty fun that our podcast, it's hosted, we do it over Facebook Live.
Yep.
It's also on Spotify. So if you guys ever miss an episode and want to go back, you can always catch up with us on Spotify as well.
I didn't know that.
You're famous, Matthew.
I'm on Spotify.
You're famous. Meryl's actually famous.
Meryl's on Spotify.
You're just all right.
Yeah.
You're
hey,
just
cool.
okay.
I'll take it. So that Meryl guy, he's pretty cool. Handsome guy.
Handsome devil. All right, Matthew, what is new and exciting, my friend?
Well, we have Atlanta this week.
Oh, buddy. Hotlanta.
And I just saw some fun activities go up on the calendar for kind of the, I don't know what you'd call it, off time. I don't know, whatever it is. Some fun stuff. Go check the calendar. Yeah.
Go check the calendar.
Go be there.
In Atlanta.
Drive to Atlanta.
Oh,
if
yeah.
You're not in it. And
That's
go.
right.
Yeah.
Train, plane, or automobile.
That's right.
Figure out how to get there. But if you can, get to Atlanta. This weekend is another stop on the Mega Reunion Tour. Now, I know we've talked about this quite a bit, but every Mega Reunion Tour goes over 3 days, right? So
yes.
The Thursday night is the briefing, right? So
correct.
You have the Thursday night briefing.
The intro presentation done by Bob
the briefing
Snyder.
intro. And then on Friday, there is a leadership training that Bob and Scott kind of tandem do together.
Mm-hmm.
Goes for a couple of hours. And then there's always that team building event, right?
Uh-huh.
The social event happens Friday night.
The social aspect, yeah.
And then on Saturday, there's the Super Saturday that takes place.
Yes.
And I've heard through the grapevine, a little callback to Motown there. But I heard through the grapevine that we are going to have an all-new comp plan explanation by Mr. Scott Rowe.
Oh, I had not heard that.
So if you are not...
I'm farther down on the grapevine, I guess.
If you are not there Thursday night, you will not get to hear this all-new comp plan. It's not an all-new comp plan. It's an all-new comp plan explanation.
I guess I better be there. I mean, it's Atlanta. It's a hub. The flight there's got to be like $100 or something, right?
I have no idea what flights are going to Atlanta. However, if you can make it, be in Atlanta this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Mega Reunion Tour stop. What happens right after Atlanta?
Isn't that Dubai?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, not the Mega Tour.
Not the Mega Tour.
Yeah.
We are not having a Mega Tour stop in Dubai.
No, yeah, we're getting Dubai fired up. No, the 5-star Winner Circle trip. So, any of those that won the 5-star Winner Circle,
that's right.
They are headed to sunny Dubai. Although I hear it rains there because they make it rain.
To Dubai because they make
their
own rain.
They make their own rain. They really do.
I've heard about the weather manipulation stuff that people can do. I've never actually seen it before.
Neither have I.
But sounds pretty great. But they are doing. I mean, they're doing.
Actually, that's a lie. I saw it once. I saw a video on YouTube.
YouTube's
great. You could just
look
it up.
But
YouTube. They have like a airplane and they put stuff. I don't know the tech.
Way to be technical there, Matthew.
It's very. That's why people come here.
That's
they
right.
Want the technical explanation. Yeah.
So they're going to be spending a day driving exotic cars. There's another day where they're going to the. Oh yeah, they're going to ride camels.
Yeah, that's cool. Dubai.
In Dubai. They're also going to the World Business Expo in Dubai.
Might as well close some combos while you're there.
That's right.
Pay for the trip.
They're going to have...
Well, I guess the trip's paid for, but...
That's true. Yeah. They're going to have dinner at the Burj Khalifa, which is...
2,728 feet, I believe.
Wow.
We decided that if you were to drop something off the top of the Burj... I did the math the other day because we were talking about this. if you dropped something off of there, it would take like 11 and a half seconds to reach the bottom at terminal velocity. So I think we figured it'd probably take roughly like 13 seconds because whatever you drop has to catch up to
hit terminal velocity
so,
first.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I guess if you were to base jump off of it, it would take you a long time to get to the bottom.
A long time to say goodbye.
Yeah, long goodbye.
Sorry, that was bad. I
got a parachute, right? So
right.
Yeah.
As a base jumper.
Yeah.
So
as a base jumper. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to be in Dubai.
Yep.
And then what else do we have that's new and exciting, man?
We got a new 10-day coming up.
Oh, buddy. So it's pretty fun. Our featured guest today. We mentioned the 10-day challenge that's coming up right before we got started, and she looks at us and goes, "Oh, I'm in. The next 10-day, I am in."
Yep. Yeah.
So when's it get started?
October 19th.
October 19th.
The actual one.
The actual, not the community show. October 19th.
Yeah. If you're new to Renatus, we did a thing about it in Nationals 4 years ago or whatever. But no, this is the actual October 19th.
Actual October 19th.
Yes.
It's a Tuesday, and that's when we are going to get started with the next 10-day challenge.
Yeah.
Now, from the very first 10-day challenge, we have seen people that have not been as highly engaged with Renatus over the last who knows how long time frame. And they have just found that passion one more time. They have found it again and have gotten involved. And so we have seen orders going into the system. We have seen people putting guests into events, and just so much excitement and activity that's created.
Real activity.
Real.
It's fun because I've been on the approving signatures end of things, and I'm seeing signatures come through. I'm like, oh, I wonder who that is. And sometimes I just kind of spot check stuff sometimes for orders just to make sure everything's running smoothly, that there's no issues with the order or whatever. And so, if I've got time, I'll go in there and look. And there were a handful of people I was like, who? Like the person who actually made the sale.
Right.
That's a name I haven't seen in 5 years or something.
Yep.
But people are getting to work and putting orders in the system.
Yeah.
The 10-day works.
The 10-day works as long as you
work it, man. Works if
it
you
was
work
pretty fun because we actually posted a survey to the 10-day challenge, people that were involved with it, and it didn't matter if they had completed the 10-day or not, and we had every single person responded and said it was definitely worth the effort. Not everybody had even completed it, but they said it was worth the effort.
Yeah.
And so I want to just extend that to everybody who's listening right now. Make sure that you set the time aside on October 19th for those 10 days to get involved and to take your business seriously. Treat it like a business. And you're going to start to see all sorts of fun things come about, and you'll have a lot of fun because there's a whole community already that has gravitated towards the 10-day challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that we're going to get all of the leaders involved in this one as well, so that we can just get everybody going all at once, right?
Yeah. This one, there's no excuse to miss this one.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, as part of the very first 10-day challenge, Bob came out and said, "Hey, you know what? You give me 10 days, I'll give you 10 weeks. And so for those people that completed the first 10-day challenge, Bob said, hey, for 10 weeks, I'm going to come out. We're going to do a live interactive coaching session once a week for 10 weeks so that you guys can drive even more business, even harder in your business and continue the excitement, right?
This is for who?
This is for those who have conquered the 10-day challenge,
okay, so
or as we like to call them, Spartans.
The Spartans, Renatus Spartans.
Yes.
So if you go through the 10-day challenge and you complete it, you are a Spartan.
Yes.
On October 19th to it's 29th, probably 28th, because that's how the days work. Days
right.
are weird. And you get to the backside of that, you're not a Spartan. Now what? I can go into a Zoom. Is it a Zoom meeting? Is it a Facebook group?
It will be a Zoom broadcast. And so here's the kicker that I wanted to make sure that everyone's aware of. We haven't announced this anywhere yet, so you are hearing it first on the Renatus Jam. and that is that we are going to start this 10-week coaching session, if we want to call it that.
If you will.
Yeah. We're going to start that on November 2nd. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the Spartans, the 10-day conquerors from the first 10-day challenge, as well as the second.
Yes. Okay. Everybody.
And they will be able to attend live, interact with Bob, enjoy the coaching for 10 weeks.
So if I'm not a Renatus Spartan, how do I get in?
Take the 10-day challenge and conquer it.
Awesome. Okay.
Yes. Let's see here. What else do we have coming down? We do have a release going out tonight in Helios. Mm-hmm. So Helios was going to go down for a couple of minutes. I think it's at 10:30 Central, so 9:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Pacific, 11:30.
Something like that, yeah.
Anyway, so Helios is going to go down for just a short bit. However, when it comes back up, there will be a couple of new features, a couple of things that are going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I was trying to think. I thought there was one in particular that I wanted to talk about. But you know what we can talk about? We can talk about the last release that we did.
Yeah.
Because in the last release, we actually had an all-new product get introduced. Did you see that?
Are you talking about a...
Yes. Yes, I am.
The Okay, you're talking about a la carte?
I'm talking about a la carte.
All right.
So we've been talking about a la carte for a long time. We didn't make a big deal about it. We didn't put a lot of fanfare out there, but we did make it available last week.
Yes.
And so a la carte is now available. If you have anybody who is looking to purchase just an individual class, they can. The cost is $1,250 per class.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I actually saw orders for a la carte the day it got released.
There's definitely
in the signatures.
Definitely a demand for a la carte.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
People want to buy stuff.
They definitely want to buy
guess
stuff.
what we're going to do? We're going to sell it to them.
Oh, yes, we are.
So
very nice of you to do that.
The least we could do.
It's really funny. No, I shouldn't say funny. It's really interesting. Our guest who's on with us today has been like the unicorn. Right? The unicorn is the mythical animal that you can never catch.
Right.
And so today we have the unicorn on the line with us. It's taken us a little while to be able to get synced up and actually get her out on a call with us.
Yep.
But today's the day.
Through a series of crazy events, I think since it's probably July, we've been trying to get her on here. Most of which have been us related. Blame goes where it should, right?
It was totally on
take
us.
Responsibility for that, but
between the timing and between everything else that happened, on us. But today we are very happy to have on the line with us somebody who has, as Matt was putting it just earlier, her heart aligns with what Renatus represents.
Yeah,
she truly embodies the mission statement of what Renatus is, which is to empower people to become the change they wish to see in the world. And she truly, as you get to know her a little bit better, you will feel that coming from her as well. So I'm very happy to have on the call with us today, Dr. Carrie Scurdla.
Hello.
How's it going?
Guys. Everything is great. I'm so glad we're finally together.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Me too.
This is awesome. So first, Carrie, let me ask you this question. What attracted you to Renatus? Why? Because I know you said before the call started, I was the skeptical spouse. So what changed that for you?
Okay, so if I'm gonna just tell all, it was money, because I'm a wife, and my husband had the good sense not to listen to everything that I was raising as a dispute, an argument, right, for what he was doing. And guys, I have to tell you, in hindsight, I was just afraid. That's all. I was just afraid. The older we get, sometimes the less we want to engage in taking risk. And we were on vacation. It was back in 2019. And I remember waking up, checking my bank balance, and I had a particular dollar amount in there. And I go, why do we have this money in our account? And he said, that's a 5-star commission. And I go, what's that? And I have my 5-star, and it come in the mail. And he looked at me, and my husband, he's so adorable. He goes, babe, will you please look at the education? I was like, with a dollar amount like this coming in the account, I guess I will, right? And that was the beginning. And I'm even a little embarrassed to admit that got my attention more than what my husband kept explaining about the integrity of the company. And he said something I'll never forget. He said, all I've ever known to do was work. And, we're both from the Midwest. And, that's the kind of thing that we joke about all the time, how we work there and work. And we're both college educated. And here we were approaching our retirement years, and it had not served us very well. And that's what he was trying to communicate to me. And I wasn't getting it. But a commission, a 5-star commission on a combo like that got my attention. And I remember when I said to him, I'm done running from this, I'm all in. And he asked me, he said, is it because of the commission? And I said, no, the commission got my attention. And what I realized is that I've just been afraid. And so I left my job and I went full time at this. And he asked me, he said, why do you want to do it if you're afraid? And I said, because I now realize I was so asleep in my comfort zone that I was just dead. And so it's a different kind of fear. The fear of coming into the business was just so distinct, guys, from the fear of not fully embracing the opportunity. And that felt alive. Yeah. That was different. It was like nervous knots. And I'm oh, I like it. Yeah.
I love it.
I've been on board ever since. It's just really great.
That's awesome. And I love how you talked about that nervous excitement as you're expanding your comfort circle, as you're increasing your abilities. I believe that one of the purposes of this life is progress. Right? Yeah. Is making that progress. And I love that you have found a way to progress inside of the Renatus community. So I would love to hear a little bit more about, I know you had an experience as you were down in Cabo this year at the Leaders Retreat with Mr. Bob Snyder. Would you relay just a little bit of that?
Okay, and I'm determined to relay it and not mess up my makeup, right? Because it was that moving and that inspiring for me. And it was our Monday farewell dinner. And I had prayed for an opportunity to talk or speak with Bob. And I said, if that opportunity comes up, I won't shy away. It's hard for people to believe that I'm a recovering introvert, but I am. And I'm saying that and standing at the stairwell, and Bob walks up alone. And I had the opportunity. I turned to Samari Ullman and I said, I think I'm going to go and talk to Bob. And she said, you should do that. And I had an opportunity to hear from our founder what his heart is for this company. And I shared mine and my belief that Renatus is positioned here on the earth as an option and something that I call God's economy. And I call it that because I worked in human resources, guys, and I shared this with Bob about how I would hire someone and they would be so excited about the job opportunity. And then I would pass them maybe 90 days later in the hallway. And I'm like, what did we do to them? They would barely speak to me. And just the light was gone out. And if you know anything about me, it's that I love people. And hearing from our founder that is his heart for people, to have this option to get what I call, he didn't say this, but what I call a education that is really going to serve them well, right? To reach their goals, their dreams. And then I got excited all over again. And I'm like, Bob, I'm going to make you a promise. Like, I am going to be so consistent in sales, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I told him that I wanted to make sure that Renatus was positioned where people had an option. Like the people in my life, they saw an option where they don't have to get beat up or beat down in the workforce, but they could come into a place that's going to love them to life and be able to do real estate deals effectively. And so our values just lined up, and I can't tell you how many people I shared that with after that. I don't even think I was present at dinner, guys. I was texting my husband. I just talked to Bob, and I'm just my brother, my sons who are in the business. I started telling everybody about this man that has brought something to the planet that's going to make a significant difference in these times that we're living in.
Oh, that's awesome. So,
I don't even think we've scratched the surface.
I don't either.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I love telling people because of we have a unique opportunity here in the home office that we get to interact with Bob regularly, and I love telling people about our experience with him and how the guy that shows up on stage, that loving, that concerned, that charismatic man, is the same guy that shows up to work every single day. He cares about every individual, and he's really focused on ensuring that Renatus represents an opportunity for them to better themselves in all sorts of different ways.
Yeah.
So I love hearing about your interaction with him and your experience with him. Tell me a little bit about where you were as you were introduced to Renatus.
Where I was in my life.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So my husband and I were both college graduates. I went all the way. I'm a neuroscientist, and I have a number of degrees. Some I don't even mention, right? Because at some point it just doesn't even make sense. And here's why I'm saying that, because the entire time that I was getting my education, I thought, okay, this is going to be it. I'm going to make more money. And instead, just I'm laughing because it's so funny how we're programmed. It's like well, let me study this, let me get that, and I wasn't making more money, but my student loan debt was increasing, right? And I have my consulting agency and things like that. And so I thought, okay, that's the way to go, is to focus on this. I worked for a university for a number of years. I had left the university and really just started to build my practice when my husband comes walking through the door with this opportunity. And I knew J.A.M.A. He's our 5-star. And I knew him because I was a personal development coach of his for a while. And so I knew what he was doing. And I said something to my husband like, so you want to get involved in what this kid is doing? And my husband goes, babe, you should see what this kid is doing. He's like, all I know how to do is work, right? Yeah. And then he said something I'll never forget. He said, look, people our age, all we know how to do is work. We sit around, we eat, and we watch television. And he said, what is that going to do? He said, I think we need to follow the millennial. And that really caught my attention because I'm a baby boomer and I'm all about my baby boomer stuff. And this kid didn't pay his dues. And who does he think he is? And blah, 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 Yep. And even though I had a relationship with Zach, I cannot deny that I had that way of thinking and that perspective about him and his generation. Yeah. Even though I gave birth to that generation, right? Know it all. So that caught my attention, and I started to observe the world around me. And that's what I would encourage everybody to do. Look at your life and ask yourself, is this working? That's what it came down to. And that's what Mike Skrdla, my husband, was trying to get me to see. What we're doing is not working. We've got to upset it a little bit, put some friction in there. And so I gone to some meetings and listened, but it was really what my husband was able to produce that caught my attention. It was. And in such a short amount of time. And if he was here, he would tell you that the reason why he was able to accomplish that was the quality level of the education itself. And guys, I'm an academic researcher and I've written curriculum and everything for colleges and universities. I can tell you when I'm looking at a good product, a good curriculum. So I was really impressed with that. And then the other side was the support. If you call Renatus support, customer service support, somebody answers. Shout out to those guys, and they're going to take care of you. And my husband challenged me. I remember my first day listening in on a call and being in the groups, and I didn't know anything. I'm like, what are essentials? He's like, log into your account. Oh, it was revenge time then, guys, right? Log into your account and watch this video. And then I'm like, what are comps? And he's like, log into your account and watch this video. And Renatus support would just point me to videos, documents, things like that. The group, the Renatus group, I'm watching people post there. It was just amazing. And all of a sudden, my life just took off and I saw no other way but this. And when we were in Cabo, people kept saying after Michael Huggins' presentation, this is the way. I am so thoroughly convinced that this is the way. I think I'm checking in with myself. Should I say this? I'm going to say it. I fought for about a decade in education for people to have the education that would align with jobs and opportunities in their environment, right? They're supposed to match. And we knew they were misaligned, and they're still misaligned. There's a big skills gap in this country. So while I'm not diminishing education, I love what I've learned. I can tell you today that what most people go to school for, they most likely will never do that. And it's not going to give them the life and the fulfillment that they're looking for. Also, it's not going to give them the autonomy. And I felt like a slave chained to the workforce. I really did. And now I have a say in how my life goes. And my husband has the option to leave his full-time job. And you know, he's grappling with that a little bit because he's a manly man. He's like, well, let me first accomplish this, accomplish that. So he's kind of competing with me a little bit. But that's okay. We make it fun. We game. And guys, that is where I came from, the workforce, the academic world, into honestly, I post pictures now and people are like, are you using filters? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm aging in reverse because I'm not stressed. I'm not upset. And I'm having the time of my life with the Renatus family. I really am.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what's your goal moving forward with Renatus? You know, I know that you talked a little bit about the money got your attention, but you know, there were so many other aspects that really let you know that this is the way. So what's your goal moving forward?
So my goal moving forward is to do exactly what Bob teaches us. And that is to get the education, learn the education, take the actions of the education, and repeat. And that's what I've been doing. I'm a good student of the education. And the evidence of that is in the property that I have right now in Sedona, another offer that I put in this week. I'm doing very well with that. The other side of that, and I never hesitate with this, is to follow through on what I believe was a very communication coming to me as a woman of faith. And that is to make sure this opportunity is available to as many people that want to come out of man's economy into a place that I call God's economy. And I call it that not just because of the opportunity itself to earn a great deal of money, but because of the founder's heart, the man that I spoke to, that I boldly stepped up to and said, Bob, I believe that this is a company that I can take to people with integrity and that I can say is planted in God's economy. And he said, it is. I'll never forget. Oh my gosh, I just broke. He said, I believe that too. And I'm about building that same kind of business in the last days. And that may not communicate to everyone, but it did to me. And that was his response to me saying what I believe, right? And so I intend to shout from the rooftops that if you're unhappy, if you're miserable, if you're scared, if you think you're dead in the skin that you're in, and you have no say in how your life goes, don't keep suffering. Come over here with us. We're going to love you to life, and we're going to give you an education that's going to serve you and serve you well. And we're going to not just abandon you as soon as you come in. We've got study groups, we've got support systems, and we're going to make sure that you launch a new life for you and your family and your friends and anybody else that you want to impact with what we have.
Wow.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why for me, this is the way. And guys, believe me, I'm old enough, seriously. If I still have an autograph from Billy Sims that played on the Detroit Lions back in the 80s, then I'm old enough to tell people I have tried multiple things in order to advance and move forward. And there's something about the spirit of this space and the rigor of what we bring and the community itself, the Renatus family, that is distinct from anything else I've ever done in any place I've ever worked. And I've worked for some great companies. I learned a lot. But what I like is that everything that I have, my father used to always tell me, God doesn't waste anything. And everything I have, from my job experience to my academic training, and all of that is being utilized here with the Renatus family. And, I had a wonderful opportunity to share with Bob about people here just in our local team who have come in with heartbreak, everything from the workforce to loss of loved ones. And they're being loved on in ways that the workforce would never allow, because they would be afraid, okay, well, that's too emotional. And I worked in human resources where I'm looking to see, is a woman going to come back to work in 6 weeks after she has her baby? And we would say things like, is she going to be strong enough to do that? That's not strength. That's not. And when I have my own children, I'm crying in my own office in my baby's blanket while I'm smelling it. That's why I left, right? It was just something that did not work for me. And these are the people that are coming in, and we're doing all we can to take care of them and love them to life so that they can get up and running and recover from the workforce abuse that they've endured, and the communication that it gives them, that they're not enough of something and their confidence is shot. And, as nice as I'm speaking about it, it's delivered a couple of ways. Sometimes I'm appealing, sometimes I'm coaching, and sometimes I'm like, pick up the phone and call. Make that call right now. Me and Kevin Lawrence and Daniel Austin and other people that are accountable for assisting the Ullmans with development. And we do whatever it takes to get people up and moving in this opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And I'm glad to be a part of that.
Me too.
Man.
I'm glad you're a part of it as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
I love to hear your energy, your enthusiasm. It's easy to see why Matt said, "Hey, this is someone who aligns with exactly what Renatus is, what the intent is with what we're doing."
Yeah.
That's just amazing. I have so appreciated having you on our call today. It's been so great getting to talk with you, getting to know you a little bit better, and truly, from the bottom of my heart, you re-energize me in my joy for what Renatus is. Hearing your excitement makes me excited, and so you're absolutely right, though. This is the way. If you're looking
this
to
is
make
the way.
Yeah, if you're looking to make progress, if you're looking to develop yourself, if you're looking to share that opportunity with others, this is the way. Love it.
Is.
Love
Yep.
it. Oh,
Gosh, I just wish I was there right now to high five you guys.
Yes.
me too.
Yes.
Me too.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much for being our special featured guest today. You are amazing. Thank you. Mr. Matt Snyder, thank you very much for being here as well. Want to give a shout out to Mr. Aaron Peterson, who's our producer every single week. Don't forget, the reason why Renatus rocks is because of people like Carrie Scurdla. She's amazing. The people that are associated with Renatus are what makes it truly rock. Renatus rocks.